What is going on, guys? I am super excited about the new chapter coming to Dead by Daylight. Going to be hitting the PTB January 6th and going to live servers January 27th. As you can tell, I am a bit of a Stranger Things fan, so I may be a little bit biased in this video. But the first thing that we're going to do is watch the trailer, and then I'm going to go over what I think Vecna might be, how his powers are going to work, and how his perks are going to work. Let me know what you guys think of the video.
Does anybody copy? This is a code red. Does anybody copy? I repeat, this is a code red. Anybody copy? Hello, Dustin.
Before we hop into explaining this whole thing right here that you guys see around me, I'm going to say that if you guys are interested in watching content on the new killer, I'm going to be P100ing him as soon as possible. I want to be one of the first P100s in the world on Vecna. I think his name is personally going to be the one. So if you want to see content on this character specifically, you can go to my socials. They're going to be linked below. I'm live on Twitch and TikTok daily. Okay, so let's get into this whole thing. First off, I want to say that this is a concept. This is not official. This is not confirmed by Dead by Daylight. Vecna is going to be an absolute specimen. I could already see him being high A, possibly S tier. But let's go ahead and hop into it. I think his power is going to be called Vecna's Curse, and I'll explain that in just a second. For his attributes, I think he is going to be a fast-paced killer. I think he's going to move at 4.6 speed, and I think that his tear radius is going to be 36 meters, and obviously Vecna's tall. Okay, so for my concept of Vecna's Curse, at the start of the trial, one survivor is inflicted with Vecna's Curse. That survivor will begin levitating and leave a trial that only Vecna can see. Now, what I mean by that is it's not a new map. The survivor will go into a levitating state where they can see the clocks, basically, but they can't see any of the survivors or the other generators. They can't work on anything else other than going to clear the clocks. Similar to Pig, the clocks may be a faulty one, so you may not be able to get rid of your curse on the first clock, but there are going to be 4 clocks around the map that you can follow around and find which one can clear your curse. So like I said, 4 grandfather clocks are going to spawn randomly on the map. Survivors afflicted with Vecna's Curse must reach the correct grandfather clock within a 2-minute window to clear the curse. If the survivor fails to clear the curse, they will return to the trial with their aura revealed for 6 seconds, becoming exposed for the remainder of the trial and vulnerable to Vecna's Mori. Now, what I've kind of built around this is similar to Onryo. Tapes build up, right? And the survivors can become Moriable. So if the survivor does not do their job in quote-unquote Dimension X and clear that curse off of them, then they're going to be exposed for the remainder of the trial, and they're going to be vulnerable to being Moried. So I believe this power of Vecna's is going to be looped around slowdown and creating a objective that the survivor has to do outside of the trial, right? And quote unquote Dimension X is literally just a mirror image, but you can't see generators and you could only go to the clocks around the map. Now here's the twist in that. For one of the special abilities, it's special ability 2. If you activate that ability, you can flip into the Dimension X, which is the mirror image. Now you're not able to damage generators. You're not able to teleport to the other grandfather clocks. You are solely hunting down that one survivor that is looking for the clock that they need to get rid of the curse. Now, if you injure the survivor, I think it's going to be something along the lines of that timer pauses and they go back to the realm that they were before. And when it forces you out of the realm so that survivor could get back into the realm, and then Vecna's going to be on around like I'd say a 30-second cooldown before he could go back into Dimension X. For his first special ability, I have Vecna being able to teleport to grandfather clocks around the map. So as before, if you activate that ability, similar to Freddy, you could look and choose to which grandfather clock you would like to teleport to. And just like the unknown, I believe the teleportation could be instantaneously. It's not going to be a traversal. Vecna is obviously mind game, and so he can get into one person's head and another person's head almost simultaneously. So I believe his teleport could be simultaneously as well. All right, for Vecna's attack, I think Vecna's attack is going to be a ranged attack. He's going to be able to use his hand to injure a survivor with a ranged attack. It's going to break any destructible objects along the way with it. So if they are flipping onto the other side of a pallet and you use your ranged attack, that pallet will break. Or if you want to use it to break a wall, you could break a wall. So all in all, for his powers, I believe he's going to have a ranged attack. I believe he's going to have teleportation, and I believe his power is going to be slowing down the survivors with this curse, forcing them to do a grandfather clock. Whenever a survivor completes their curse and a new curse activates on a survivor, you then hear the click on the clock. For the perks, I think he is going to have one hex perk. I'm going to call this hex perk Your time is up. At the start of the trial, all survivors will begin in an injured health state. By cleansing the hex totem, all survivors will have their health restored. I know a lot of survivor mains are going to be upset at me at this one, but at the start of the trial, you need to find that hex totem automatically, and then that perk is deactivated for the remainder of the game. So this is good for quick snowball at the beginning, but it high risk, high reward. If you don't get any downs and they break that totem, then it's gone. The second perk I created was the upside down. Whenever you damage a generator, the first survivor who repairs it afterward will begin levitating for 8, 10, 12 seconds while suspended in the air. They cannot perform any actions. When they return to the ground, the survivor will scream and reveal their location. Similar to Dragon's Grip here, the only difference is it's a bit more of a slowdown. So say you are on that last generator and you want to use this perk, it would be great for that kind of scenario where you can, if you're holding a 3-gen, but the 3-gen is spread out, you can slow that down with the upside down perk. And then for the final perk, I have Scourge Hook. Time is ticking. 4 Scourge Hooks randomly spawn around the map. When a survivor is unhooked from one of these Scourge Hooks, they will face a 45, 60, and 75-second timer. If the survivor does not heal 1 health state within the allotted time, they will enter the down state. Don't freak out about this one. Remember, this is all concept, okay? Remember, this is all concept. When I built this one out, I was just thinking, what can we have that can really go into Vecna's clock theme and just slowing down survivors? And this one forces them to do something outside of being able to run and go directly to a gen. They have to get a health state completed, which takes survivors off of the gen and leads into that power. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I don't want you guys to be freaking out. Okay, remember, this is concept, but I really think that Vecna is going to be a very, very strong character with strong perks. So I tried my best to resemble a strong power with strong perks. So please, please, please remember that this is not confirmed. And I want to see your guys' comments below on what you guys think Vecna is going to be. Are you going to main Dustin? Are you going to main 11? Are you going to main Eddie Munson? Or are you going to main Robin? Personally, I'm going to be on the P100 Vecna grind, so make sure you guys come check out the content. We're going to be releasing a lot of content on him, counter videos, power videos about Vecna himself, the best builds for him. So make sure you guys come on over to Twitch and TikTok whenever I'm live and say what's up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!